For years, I spent a lot of time and effort making sure I collected every mile, every point, and every travel reward to make sure that I got as much free travel as possible. But now, after years being the Nomad Capitalist, I've adapted a new form of so-called travel hacking. I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Henderson. Here at Nomad Capitalist, we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs successfully and legally go offshore, reduce their taxes, get second passports, find new opportunities. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. And I've been a guy for years in a previous life running previous businesses. I would collect millions of miles, literally millions of miles. Some of you know my very first business was in the broadcasting industry, basically as a market maker, as they would say in the financial world. I would basically go out and collect money from our clients. I would go out and create opportunities for them in the marketplace to buy advertising that didn't exist before. I would pocket the spread. And one of the coolest things to me, despite being able to make a very good income, what was probably more interesting to me was actually being able to, at the time, use my debit card in the United States before they changed the laws to outlaw debit cards from earning miles as easily as credit cards. I could put these big transactions, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month sometimes, on my debit card. And every one of those dollars was earning me a Continental or later a United Airlines mile. Later I get into hotel points. And honestly, there were times when I got more excited about making 300,000 airline miles in a month, earning those from my spend, than I did earning a really nice income. And I see that with folks that I work with here at Nomad Capitalist, where I'll say, hey, you're living in Canada, for example. You've got an Aeroplan miles card, and you're putting everything you can in your business on that Aeroplan miles card. And maybe you're making $1 million a year, and half of that's going to the CRA, the tax agency, so you're left with $500,000. We can move you offshore and save almost all that $500,000. You can pay almost no tax, but the condition is you have to give up that airplane card, and we've got to put you on a debit card with an offshore bank. That's where I get some of the most pushback from people, is I can't give up my miles. What will I do without my 300,000 miles? Well, let me tell you what you do. And this is the new travel hacking that I have adopted as someone living the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle. Here's what it is. You take out your wallet, you look at your credit card number when you're booking your ticket or you're booking your hotel, and you simply pay the full price. That is my new way of travel hacking. I swear, I see so many successful people who cling to these miles. I had someone about 4 months ago, and I was walking him through why we needed to get rid of the miles earning card. And I basically told him, I said, this is a scarcity technique in your business. We developed a nice rapport. He said, what do you mean? I said, you are thinking smaller in your business because you're taking your eye off the ball of how do I maximize revenue. And just as I did back in the day, you are putting part of the focus on how do I maximize my miles. Literally, when I was running my business back in the day, I had a software developer create a whole piece of software that sat on my computer where every month for certain clients, I would just enter in how much I owed them. It would have the default amount that I would owe them, and I could change it. I would scroll through all the radio stations I had to pay. I would click one button, and it would instantly connect to a fax service, back when faxes were a thing. And it would fax everyone a credit card authorization with my signature kind of digitally inserted on the bottom. I was spending so much time figuring out how to make earning miles easier rather than how do I get the next client to send me $1 million a year and I can make a nice spread on that, right? And so I told him, I said, this is a scarcity technique. And he pushed back. He said, dude, I'm making $600,000 a year. Scarcity. I said, I want you to make $2,600,000 a year. Not only do I want you to go overseas and stop wasting $200,000 of that $600 on taxes that are being squandered, okay? I want you to keep more of the $600, almost all of it, in fact, by going offshore. But I also want you then to use that to rejuvenate you, to go out and to earn even more because you're going to be focused on your business. We can only focus on so many things at once. If you're focused on giving half your money to the government, that's going to sap your energy. If you're focusing on how you can earn miles to the point that I was back in the day, that's going to sap your energy. You cannot be going in every different direction at once. And so especially for the life that I lead, the Nomad Capitalist lead, miles can be helpful if you're flying from New York to LAX, or if you're flying from Boston to London, or from Sydney to wherever. That can be helpful. But you know what I found? There's not many miles deals for flying from Tivat to Kuala Lumpur. it's just not that effective. I like to go to weird off-the-wall places where I get more value for my money. They're tax-friendly. Now, obviously Dubai, if you're flying on the right airline, you can use your miles through Dubai, or there's certain tax-friendly places. I'm not saying you can't make it work, but for my many years of going to some of the world's most off-the-wall places, which I believe hold the most opportunity for people who want to lower their taxes and open up new ways to create wealth, miles just aren't that effective. And so I think people waste a lot of time chasing them. Even the programs are being devalued now just domestically in the United States and Australia, in Europe. I have a European miles program. If I want to fly within Europe, it's just insane. They never have my dates available. You're always fighting. And so again, I'm asking myself, do I want to be a guy who's making $600,000 or $1 million or millions of dollars a year and changing my travel plans to suit, LOT Polish Airways? No. I don't want to do anything to suit LOT Polish Airways. They're terrible. But even for a good airline, I don't want to change my plans, right? So, in my perspective, there is an almost energetic adjustment when you say, you know what, I'm done with this. You may remember, if you've been following us for a long time, we used to put out relatively expensive ebooks. We put out these long ebooks on how to open an offshore bank account, for example. And I realized that most people who bought them didn't do anything with them. And it wasn't what I wanted to do. And I'm not really an e-commerce funnel kind of guy. So we got rid of it. But there was a time when we came down to, we had basically de-emphasized it to actually work with people directly and have a big impact. And someone on the team came to me and said, we're down to like $6,000 a month or something from these ebooks. At one point it was much higher. And we're making $6,000 a month because we never talk about it. They're just there, and occasionally someone clicks and buys. And they said, why don't we just get rid of them? And we did. And our business has grown exponentially in that amount of time. 7, 8, 10-fold since then. And so is that exclusively linked to where not selling ebooks means that the rest of the business takes hold? Not exclusively, but I think it has a bigger impact than a lot of people think, because when you just allow one thing to go, you allow an extra 1% of your spending that's going into cashback rewards or airline points or miles that you can then spend all your time hacking to get the most value out of them. When you let that go, then the energy flows into everything else, right? This is why we talk about the builder versus the hustler versus builder paradigm in terms of business. If you're a builder, you're focused entirely on building one thing, not on distractions. And so when you let go of this stuff, I think your income will go up, whether you're staying in the US or Canada or wherever you're from and just paying the high taxes, especially when you're going offshore and someone like me might force your hand that for tax savings you have to get rid of that card. You're going to spend a lot, you're just going to save a lot of your time. I remember I literally had a guy who was helping me out. I was paying him $150 at the end. I said, let me just burn up these miles and be done with it. He would find me the most weird itineraries. And I'm like, dude, can we just find me the simplest one? If I have to pay a little bit extra or spend more miles, I don't care. But this whole miles hacking thing has become like, hacking your way through airlines that don't care about you, flying through multiple airports. You got to sit on the wing half the time, or now you can get hotel points. But the prices keep going up. They keep devaluing them. It's just not worth it. It's a losing game. I don't wish to fight with the travel industry. I don't wish them to control my life. I don't want them to take over. I want to go where I'm treated best. And especially if you're living the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle, it's hard to do this. But no matter who you are, just focus on, how do I increase my business? I think the fastest way for most people to do that is not by collecting miles to supplement your income. It's by lowering your taxes, incorporating offshore, moving overseas, lowering your cost of living, hiring employees who cost less than they do in your country. You can probably put 60% more margin in your pocket just by doing those things. And then once you do that, you'll say, I don't really care about some extra points. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.